gonna happen? Hey, look! It just came out! Hey, look at that!
I love it.
And we are back for yet another edition of Iron. What is this show, actually?
What?
After Hours.
After Hours.
And I'm not even on pain meds. I can't remember.
Bunch of friends.
I'm back. I didn't miss a show. I didn't miss one show from my surgery. I'm very proud of myself.
Dave, show me your scooter. Let's see your scooter.
I don't know if we can span.
Can I bring it on?
You can just roll it over a little bit. Yeah, hold it up a little bit.
Can I roll on it?
Oh, you got that one. You got to do it on one knee and push
it's like a
your other
skateboard.
foot?
Yeah, that's what he
Tyler's
Dude,
got
I
it.
smell that foot from here.
You put one
Is that a knee?
like this?
Yeah.
You should see how fast I go across my driveway in that thing. It's great.
This thing's great. This thing is unbelievable.
Right? It's like a very sturdy bike. Yeah. I
Does
literally...
Logan drive it?
Well, I have to keep him off it because I don't want to break it. But I literally am much faster on that thing than I've ever been able to walk across the driveway.
Maybe when you get your kid watching your kids, you just watch them on that thing.
Oh my God, it's great. I can keep up with them. You're right. I can catch them at the end of the
No,
driveway.
I want to see a race. I want to see a race with Logan on a razor and you on that thing.
If I fall, it'll be a disaster. You know, the funny thing is my foot actually is in no pain. I luckily was only I only needed to use pain meds for 3 days. Now, I did have a little pain pump drip in there that was kind of like numbing the nerve, but I got lucky. They before the surgery, they absolutely traumatized me like I was going to be in agony for 2 weeks. I was so scared that I almost didn't want to do the surgery.
Oh, you look like a deer in
What
headlights.
exactly?
I was petrified.
I'm waiting for surgery.
I was petrified. They had me so worked up. I was so calm when I got there, George. I was like so zen, meditatively fine. And then they come in, like anesthesia comes in, the doctor comes in. Oh, you're going to be in a lot of pain. I just want to prepare you for this. Don't miss a pain med, because if you miss a pain med, then you're going to take 24 hours to catch up on the.
What did they amputate your foot? What did they do?
No, but they fused the bones on the bottom foot. They put 3 screws in it. So evidently, I guess.
Wait, specifically, there's a lot of bones in there.
There's 3 specific bones: the talus and the navicular bone, and they put screws and they fused it so that it holds together. So I have a solid base, because my foot had basically collapsed and my ankle was dislocated. So I was walking around with like a dislocated ankle basically for 6 months.
Wait, what I want to know is, did they make that foot any smaller? Because you have like size 14.
No. I asked them if they could trim a little off, but they said that the other one wouldn't be equal. So
Hey, he'd be a good swimmer with that. He's like flippers.
that's right.
Dude, I could use his shoe as a canoe. And
I should have been a swimmer. I got long arms. I got long legs. I got big feet.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm like Aquaman.
The GH make your foot?
You know what? I wish I could say that. I wish I could say, yeah, the GH. I had very big feet before.
Everyone said that.
I maybe got an inch from the GH, but I was, and that's really, I think, from more of my foot collapsing because I was so heavy. I don't really think GH makes your feet really grow very much. I think it's more of a myth. Maybe
because you always hear that it grows your ears, your nose, your feet, your hands. You know what I mean?
I could tell when guys do a lot that the nose gets thicker and shit.
Yeah, I noticed. What I noticed is my cheekbones got a little more pronounced. But
for your entire
how big was your foot when you were running? When you were in college?
I was a 13. I was a 13 and a half.
So what is it now?
It's like a 15. But not, first of all,
Holy
Nike's not Nike's not accurate. If I wear a shoe,
Dude, you're wearing shoes a fucking NBA guy.
I know. Believe me, I should have been 6'5".
He walks like a drop foot. Like he walks like this, and the foot goes.
I had a size 11 in 5th grade, which is
horrendous
because you have no coordination.
No, your feet.
You know what I want to know? Wait, does it make the
and my feet turned in naturally?
That's what I want to know. Is your dick bigger? Because
yes, it is bigger. I have 16 inches, Greg. I just don't tell them.
So your nose and your ears.
Don't you know your feet and your penis match? So if you have a size 15 penis, you have a size 15 shoe. Same thing.
Dude, I got a small shoe and I got a pretty big fat.
Yours is thick, but it's short probably because it's.
I get a good sized dick.
You put scent oil in there,
You're
Greg.
Italian, Greg. That's why you're Italian.
Date a white guy if he's got a little dick and a little bank account. No, but I have the little bank account, but I got a pretty good sized dick.
Well, that's why you get the chicks. Look, Italians have big penises. That's known. That's a known fact.
I get a good sized cock. But you know what's funny though? I knew a tranny who had a size 4 fucking shoe, and she was like hung like a fucking horse. She
Wait, Greg, why do you know so many trannies? That's what
He's
I
hang out
worked
with
in
him.
that.
He worked at the
I
club.
worked in that industry.
No, the question, Johnny.
What did you do? Wait, what did you do?
Wait,
What do you mean?
Johnny,
I bounced in a bar that we had
Oh.
them. Me and all these guys who were bodybuilders. And you know, there was tons of trannies, and that's how I met them. I made good friends.
It's
with
one
some.
thing, Johnny. It's one thing for him to know and meet trannies at work. It's another thing for him to know how big their fucking erect schwanz.
So they walk around, they would strip, and they would walk around naked.
The question is, how do you know how big their fucking dick is?
Because they
That's
would
a good
strip.
one, John.
Because it was this, they would do stripper night, and they would walk around. They would fucking walk around nude. You'd see them standing there.
But with,
you know,
with
right
an
in front of
erection,
you.
Greg?
Huh?
With an
No,
erection?
they didn't get erect. But I mean, they'd be changing their clothes.
Yeah,
Dude,
but you know what they listen. A lot of times,
Wait, the best
you know
job
But wait,
the
Greg,
best
a lot
job
of
I ever
times-
had.
But Greg, listen. A lot of times you go to the locker room, right? And I don't want to see this shit. But
Yeah,
you
it's
see
like
some
that.
fucking big long dick hanging out. But they say people who have those big ones like that, when it's soft, it's not so big when it gets hard.
There you go.
You hear
Well,
that?
that I wouldn't know about that, but listen, the best job I ever had was when Bob Bonham used to run the women's extravaganza, and he would have me watch the door at where the fitness girls were in the back, and I was inside. He'd have me inside, and dude, every one of them were naked. Every fitness chick would, and they'd be walking around. What do you think doing it? You know, this one now. You know what I mean? Like it
Who was the
I was
biggest,
like,
Greg? Who had the biggest?
Dude, I was like a fucking guy from Revenge of the Nerds. Like, oh,
Greg, who had the most
You know what I mean?
the most shajol down there?
Who? No, I'm talking about the fitness girls. Now.
That's what I'm talking
Are you
about.
talking
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I know it is.
No, the fitness girl.
Who's
It
number
was
one?
so-
Last week you told us who farted the
can't
most
say.
worst, but who was number one down there?
Who's got the biggest clit?
Yeah.
I'll tell you. Debbie Dobbins, who passed away, looked really good stark naked. I can tell you that.
No, wait, she had the long clit like that. I don't like that.
No, there's some of the girls do. They got the knots.
Yeah,
most of the.
I'm not really into that though, dude. It freaks
No,
me out.
I'm not either. You know why? You feel like you know when you have kids, right? And your son,
Yeah.
you change your son's diaper, and he's got that little piece of, and then it fucking pisses all over you. You know, that's what I feel like you're with. You feel like you're with a little kid. You know what I mean?
They could like jerk it off too. It gets.
Oh yeah, dude. My friend used to date this. I shouldn't say her
guess
name,
you can't
but
advertise
Dave
this.
and John. Dave and John, you both know her. He used to tell me her clit was so big she could stick it in his ass.
Oh, that's not good.
I'll tell you who it is. I'll tell you who it is.
I know
I don't want
who
to
it
say her
is.
name on here because she's a good girl.
I know who it is.
She's a good girl. Very popular sport. And you know, she was like Amazonish, you know what I mean? And
I know
but
what you're talking about.
I don't want to say her name because she's a really good girl. He used to fight her and she'd fight him back. I mean, like, you know, they'd fist fight. He'd put her in the hospital and then she'd put him in the hospital.
But how do you know that? How do you know her clit is so big?
He told her.
Well, he would tell me.
Oh,
And
okay.
he would tell me with her sitting right there. And she was the sweetest girl. But, you know, he brought that out in her. You know, like like he made her psycho. You know what I
You
mean?
notice something though in the gym, right? Why always the really old people? They ain't got no shame. They walk around naked.
Because the old people don't care about anything. That's
The
why they
fucking
say
like
whatever's
shit.
on their mind.
In the locker room, old men. Then the funniest thing is, I used to see this in my gym in Mexico all the time. The old men, they'd be out on the gym floor. They barely could walk. They're holding themselves up, you know, and some of them got a cane or a walker or whatever. In the locker room, they can like fucking Gumby. They can fucking dry their ass on their fucking
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care. You know what happened,
Yeah.
John? I'm in the gym and I'm going to wash my hands, right? After I took a piss. And then all of a sudden there's this old man and he's shaving his head with the Bic. He had a bald head and he's butt naked and his balls and his dick is on the fucking counter. Hands. I'm like,
Yeah.
listen, this motherfucker, I don't understand. They
You know
have no
why,
shame. They don't
Johnny?
care.
You know why? Because they haven't gotten laid. Those balls haven't been emptied. They're the size of two plums.
Yeah, they're
you know what I
huge,
mean?
too, yeah.
And even though that dick is hanging, it's gravity. That shit, a hot chick could fucking swing on it like this, like Tarzan, and this thing will never get hard.
It's like the Seinfeld episode where they were talking about saggy balls, you know. as
And
you
they
get
don't
older.
shave either, man. It looks like a fucking, oh man, it's bad.
I
It's
got
bad.
to
The
give
whole
props to
scene is
Mr.
bad.
G because Mr. G brought these keto cookies today, and they were soft and warm, like they just came out of the oven.
Greg
Yeah.
and I really.
Sorry, guys.
They're
They're awesome. They're soft.
Greg and I could give a shit, really,
They're
honestly.
great. Mr. G's
Greg and I don't give a
ProteinSnacks.com.
flying-
Check them out.
Greg and I don't give a flying fuck. I mean,
How come you didn't send that there? I thought you were sending their order to them.
I could. I didn't have enough time to.
He's too. You know what, John? He's
when
selling so
Yeah,
many
we're
of these
just-
cookies now
when
that
we
he
open
can't
it
even keep
Wait.
up with it
Well,
anymore.
Yeah,
we
you
don't have
can't-
to
Can I
be-
say
when
something?
we get a
We're
new
not
place,
upset with you.
friends.
When we get
We
in our
love
new
George,
place,
so there's
I'll be
no-
able to supply them.
There's no
You-
problem with George. No, that's not George. We're busting your balls because, see, you're rubbing it in our face. Like,
Of
oh,
course I am, because I want to get
I
people
feel like
all
Oliver
excited
Twist.
about these things.
Exactly.
Dude, I feel like Oliver
Soft.
Twist.
They're
Exactly.
soft.
Yeah, they just came out of the oven. That's
They're
how we're
amazing.
gonna.
The best ones I've eaten
No,
so
it's
far.
not George's fault. It's your fault.
The
for
little
eating in
ground
front
up
of
piece
us.
of macadamia nut in there. Oh, they're perfect.
Greg is
I
100% right.
Anyway.
Right. We understand
Hey, I happen to
You
get
know,
Mr.
spend
G.
the
I
money,
talked
send
Mr.
it
G
out
into
to
moving
us
to
over
Florida. I
free.
got access to him now, so you guys don't. Sorry.
We all have our favorites. It's all right. We
You're
understand.
gonna rub it in our face.
It's cool.
Remember when you were a kid in school, you had the gum. The teacher told you if you don't have a piece for everybody.
That's right.
they-
That's right.
So
Listen, I
you're
gotta
like-
tell you, Mr. G sent me a package last week, and it was so good.
He got the package.
said-
John, you can't even get a package.
Yeah,
No,
John,
but you don't- no, but you
Johnny,
don't-
don't say, Johnny, don't
You
say what I
shut
made.
up about it.
Don't
No,
say what I
got
made
mine.
you yet. Don't
We
say what I
got
gave
mine
you.
already.
No, listen, I'm not gonna
got
spoil
Because
mine
we
what
got
he
several
made.
months ago.
we got rat fucks that
No,
will
listen,
that
I'm
will
not
steal
gonna
my
spoil
shit.
what he made. He made
And
something
there's one I want to
special
talk
for
about
me,
later
right?
about friendship.
Wait, listen, Mr. G, he made something special for me, right? And he sent me a whole package. I had one of them. I come back. They're all fucking gone. My girlfriend, she ate every single
What?
fucking one of them. Yeah. And I'm like, did you know that these were protein fucking things? She's like, no, I had no idea.
She,
They were
did-
so
she
good.
goes, yeah, I know now.
That's good. No, but that's good that she thought they were that
No,
good.
you know what? His things, they don't cause those problems.
No,
don't
I
have
know,
problems
Maury,
like that.
Because
Guys,
it
I'm only kidding.
uses
They're the greatest
protein. That's
fucking-
why.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'm using
I remember-
Dave, Dave's stuff. Believe it or not, I mean,
Doesn't bother you.
forget
so
about it.
much.
He's a friend. His isolized species
It's isolite, yeah.
is the best fucking protein powder out there, bar none. Because I use all sorts of different kinds, even the isolates.
Well, isolate is the
his
best for the
mix is-
digestive system anyway. It's the other ones that cause the problems.
His
Pure
mix is the
isolate
best
is
out
the
of all.
strongest in the stomach.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
Because
just
it's
was
usually
George-
lactose-free.
But you should have fucked Dave. You should have fucked with him today. You should have made a laxative cookie while he got that bad leg. So he's in the middle of the show and he's like,
Hold on, Greg. Hold on. You have a great idea for people on narcotics, opioids who can't poop. We'll make a fiber cookie or a
There
laxative
you
cookie.
go.
yeah, my dad.
You sell it to people who have to take, chronic
They need
painkillers all the time,
fiberlize.
and then
You
they
need
freaking poop
unflavored-
their brains out.
They need
And you
unflavored
could sell
fiberlize.
it, and you
My
could
dad
sell a
had
little
that.
bottle of calcium.
My dad
citrate.
couldn't shit. I kept telling him, Dad. No, he goes, no, he had ileitis, so he goes, I can't take any fibers. I go, Dad, you don't
No,
understand.
yeah, it makes it so much easier.
It's
he
just
went
don't-
back-
You know what they
Greg.
wanted to give me in the hospital? They're like,
Yeah.
we got some Miralax here to give you. I said, I'm not taking any. I don't want a laxative. They're like, oh, you're not gonna have trouble going to the bathroom. I said, I got Fiberlize. I said, don't worry about it. I got it all taken care of.
Dude, I take Fiberlize every night.
How
Every
stupid
night.
is that? You just get out of surgery, you're so depleted, and they're going to give you a laxative so that you absorb no nutrients in your body,
And
so
you
you
get
and you get dehydrated, so you can't
get
repair
further
the
dehydrated.
They don't
thing
know
that
they don't know what they're doing.
the dumbest of dumb. You know what?
That's so,
Nutrition,
that's
they don't
so
know.
they can charge your insurance company $900
That's right,
for the
for the
bag of
Miralax.
saline.
It's
they're
all
gonna
about money. It's all about money.
True story. Hold on. True story here. I had a client who contacted me. Well, not a client, just someone who emailed me and said, Dave, I took a shot in my quad, even though I've done a video that's out there that never shoot your quads. All right. The guy took a shot in his quad and he got an infection. And then he watched my video right after and he said, I don't know why I did it. And he goes, I can't believe it happened to me. I said, why did you shoot your quad? Just out of curiosity. He goes, well, I go to this hormone replacement clinic, and they're the ones who told me I should inject my quad. Can you believe medical doctors are telling people, inject your quad?
Inject your quad.
It's the
There's
stupidest
doctors-
with the hormone
Dave,
replacement, with the
Dave,
testosterone.
there's
With the needle,
doctors
that
on
big needle.
YouTube.
Yeah.
No, but Dave, listen, there's doctors on YouTube, right, that give instructions and they say to put it in the fucking quad.
They're
I don't
morons.
understand it either.
Dude,
yeah.
I put a Sustanon in each quad, well, a couple Sustanons in each quad at one time. And if I tell you I couldn't move that day for days, I couldn't even sit on a toilet.
I did it
the
once,
same
I never did
exact
it again.
fucking thing,
You
Greg.
make one mistake and
that's
it.
it. Never.
But you know what the thing I don't understand
You know
is,
what?
Dave,
You
maybe
know
could-
it when it goes
Go ahead,
in
Greg.
because you could feel all those fucking. I got dense, legs, and I felt the ripping and all that shit going through, and I knew it. I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be a mistake, and motherfucker, I would never shoot my quads. It happened one time.
You said it perfect.
Me
The
too.
muscle, Greg, is so dense on a person who works out that the stuff doesn't get absorbed. It kind of sits there and can get like a stasis infection. A lot of times it irritates the nerves in that area. You get like a spasmy, kind of contract. Never
No good.
shoot your quads. Trust me.
Never.
That's what I was going to ask you. Why does it cause an infection there more than it does in other spots? But you just answered the
I
question.
think because it gets stuck there a lot of times, And it
Yeah,
doesn't
because
move.
I always thought infections comes from dirty
Johnny,
gear
the
and shit
muscle-
like
It
that.
does,
your
but I know
leg.
guys that are very clean and they just get infections all the time. It always, and you know what? You could take 20 injections in a row in your quads and not have a problem, and on the 20th one, you'll get an infection. It's going to happen.
Like that Dude,
Believe
show
me.
me a bodybuilder or somebody who takes steroids and injects that shit who hasn't had an infection.
Right.
Dude, I'm the king of infections.
Yeah, we all
you know what I mean?
have.
Back in the day.
I never
I was
got
using
one.
needles like
You didn't
fish
do that one.
hooks and shit. They were
Oh,
bent
okay.
like this,
Yeah,
and I'd
that's
still
right.
use it. You know?
You were lucky. Most people get
Maybe it's
infections.
because my father was a doctor and I always practiced better, always used a new needle. I never used alcohol though.
Well, you guys remember
What?
they-
Wait a
Really?
minute. What did you use? You didn't use
Nothing.
alcohol?
You
I
spit.
didn't use alcohol.
You spit on
What'd
it. You
you
never heard of
use?
that, Greg? You spit.
Nothing.
I never used alcohol
Oh my
either.
god.
You spit. And you wipe it.
I've never used alcohol my entire life.
Are
I've been
you
doing
serious?
steroids
Holy
since the 80s.
shit.
You
Never
remember
knew.
the guy almost lost his leg, Dan, the bodybuilder. Remember the guy in
Yes.
Thailand? He almost lost his leg from an infection in the fucking quad.
Well, you know what? A lot of time, a water base, like Winnie
That's
V,
the
the
worst.
original, or suspension. Those are the bad ones because if you don't clean that stopper on the top with
Yeah.
alcohol or whatever, that bacteria grows. The bacteria doesn't grow in oil. Can't
Right.
do it.
No,
so
yeah.
so the water
It's the
based
stopper,
ones
you're
are
right.
fucking problems. The stopper's
Wa-
always
water-based-
dirty.
So it's on that
Bad.
rubber piece.
Yeah.
Water base is bad. First of all, there's little crystals in there. When you shoot the needle, that alone hurts. But water base is bad because especially a lot of shit you get in Europe, you don't even know how it was made. And if there's bacteria in water, that's like fucking the perfect, like petri dish of trouble. I'm
Yep.
just saying.
Just
You remember-
don't inject quads ever. I have a video out there. You can watch it, and I go through all the reasons why. It never works out well, I promise you. And I don't know why any hormone clinics would not be just showing people how to take a gluteal injection. The glutes are the easiest body part to inject. They're big. There's plenty of surface area. It's hard to miss. Okay, you can go nice and deep because it's a thick muscle. You're not going to have to worry about it trickling out under the skin. I just don't get it. The new thing that a lot of these clinics and doctors are telling people is to take daily, like sub-Q shots of the testosterone. You
Yeah,
ever
I'm
heard
hearing
this?
that too.
Yeah,
First of
yeah.
all,
I don't think they want him hitting the sciatic nerve back there.
it's a
So
pain in
that's-
the ass. First
Oh
of all,
yeah.
anything sub-Q with oil, so for some reason, I don't feel like it ever really absorbs right, and you can kind of get scar tissue under there. But who wants to take a shot every freaking day? It's a long-acting testosterone. You could take it 2 shots a week or 1 shot a
That's
week is
stupid.
plenty.
People have to complicate things and make it stupid.
Oh my god!
You know who the first person I saw doing that? Tony Huge. Tony Huge was the first person who was.
Hey, I want to know, where does Tyler take his shots?
You know what? There are people who enjoy actually taking injections, and I think those are the people who want to like do it every day. But I guarantee you, after 2-3 weeks of doing it every day, you won't want to be taking a shot every day anymore. It's not fun.
Even just doing growth every day, I fucking hate doing. I always forget days and miss and.
I hate
I
taking my
tried doing
glutathione injection I take every day.
Well, are you on stuff, Dave? Are you
No,
on?
I take a glutathione, which is
That's
like
it. So you're not on test or anything.
No, I haven't been on replacement any HRT for years.
And the reason.
Oh, I didn't know that. You're
Well,
not
what's
even.
the
on
re-
the
test
reason is
stage.
because I have a good testosterone. My testosterone's like
Well,
500. I feel good.
So 500 should be, if you're at 500.
What I tell
Okay,
people is
hey.
that in every person's body, how you feel is very dependent because even though my testosterone might be 500, if my androgen receptor density is not good, okay, I won't feel good at 500. But I must have a very high, genetically high androgen receptor number in my body. So at 500, 450, I feel really, really good. I have a lot of energy. I recover well. Whereas I know guys who can be at 800 and they have no sex drive. They
Dave,
can't recover.
I have a friend.
I believe that
my friend never took steroids in his life. He has nothing to do with bodybuilding. Okay, he actually owns a gym, but he's not into bodybuilding. He never took steroids in his life. And he's 62.
Yeah.
All right, going to be 63 in July. And his testosterone's 1200, and he can't figure it out because he feels like shit. Like he doesn't feel like
he doesn't respond to it. That's why, yeah.
Right.
Dave used to explain it.
I know guys who have a
No, I know.
250 testosterone who
That's
have their sex drive is perfect. They're fertile. They're everything.
Yep.
They don't complain at all.
My sex drive is perfect because my girlfriend walks around sometimes naked. Even towards the end of the show, she'll be waving at me. And I know that after the show, I'm going to eat that fucking box.
Yeah, Dave, you know what's crazy? Prior to me ever getting on testosterone, my level all my life was in the 300s up until my 30s, right?
Wow.
And my sex drive was always crazy as hell. So I realized as I got older and I'm on testosterone, sometimes my level goes up to 1,200, 1,500. What's directly related for my sex drive is my estrogen level. If it's high, my sex drive is shit. If it's low and my test is around 1,000, 1,200, then it's perfect. I think everyone's different though.
Everyone is absolutely different. Think about thyroid hormone. Your body has a certain level that it wants to be at, and the way you could determine that is if your T3, which is your active thyroid hormone, if it's at the right level, your TSH, which is your thyroid stimulating hormone, will be low normal. Okay. So in other words, you have enough T3 so your body's not going to crank out a ton of TSH. If your T3 is too low for your body, it's going to raise TSH to try to get the gland to produce more thyroid, hormone.
Right.
I know, naturally, you would think that someone like me who has a very, very fast metabolism would have a very high natural T3 level. I don't. I have like a mid-range, maybe low to normal range T3. But my metabolism is ridiculous. If I put more thyroid into my body, it goes through the roof. So my response to T3 genetically is better than what other people's are because my fat-burning machinery, in other words, the muscle cells, the mitochondria and the muscle cells, work better genetically than maybe other people's. Whereas I know people that have very high T3 levels, you could even put them artificially on T3 Cytomel and get their levels up to really, really high, and they still don't burn fat that well because the metabolic machinery inside the muscles doesn't work as well. It's not genetically as good, and that's why some people have good metabolism, some people have bad metabolism. You could tweak it a little bit by raising thyroid, giving them other fat burners, more stimulants and stuff like that. But you're never going to turn them into a great fat burning machine if they don't have the mitochondria and all the metabolic enzymes to do that. Same thing with testosterone. Some people, look at Levroni. He takes a shot of testosterone. He puts on, 25 pounds of muscle. Doesn't happen to anyone else. Why is that? His androgen
told
receptors.
Me 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Levrone told me 3 weeks into a cycle, and he's there. You know what I mean? He gets it. He can go from nothing
to everything.
We were talking, and 3 weeks in, it's already bam, bam, bam.
The hyper responder.
Let me ask you a question though, because you brought up thyroid, Dave.
Yeah.
Is the thyroid, does it also affect sex drive? Because I knew a girl that had thyroid issues and her fucking sex drive crashed to shit.
Anything could affect
usually
your
when
sex.
people have hormonal imbalances in their body, it's a lot of times it's not just one hormone. So, women who have thyroid, like Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune disease, sometimes they have polycystic ovarian disease, which means they have, weird, estrogen and their, insulin sensitivity's off. Sometimes there's related. In other words, I know a lot of women nowadays are going on actually testosterone replacement. I don't know if you've seen this. A lot of these clinics will give these women pellets or creams or even like small injections, which I think is a huge mistake. I'll tell you why. Because they all get side effects the longer they use it.
So that's all the tests.
Because their bodies don't produce testosterone. What happens in a woman's body is she produces an adrenal androgen known as DHEA. And then the body converts that DHEA into testosterone depending on how much it needs. So if you take an exogenous source of testosterone, you're probably taking way more than your body would naturally need. So the better way to replace a woman's testosterone, if you want to bump her sex drive up or help her immune system or recovery from workouts, is give her DHEA. You can buy it legally from Amazon, right?
you
From
think
Life-
that'll help
have
somebody?
that.
Really?
Dave,
yeah, I don't like to sell pro hormones because then it's like a fuzzy line.
That's
you
what
know,
that is.
Wait,
What
Dave,
about the
do you think-
testosterone? What about the
If that
testosterone?
helps cystic the cystic ovarian syndrome.
Yeah.
That I know girls that have.
25 to
that it gets
50
big. I mean,
milligrams of DHEA per day will solve almost every woman's problems.
Cystic ovarian system, though, you think it would help?
No,
with
no,
that?
no. I'm saying for women who have like sex drive issues or recovery issues or, that feel like they're low because their testosterone is low, rather than give them testosterone, give them DHEA at 25 to 50 milligrams a day. And then their bodies will only convert what it needs to testosterone, and they're not going to get side effects from it.
What about if men
But I'm
take
talking
that?
about the cystic
Men, I
ovarian.
used to give it to my
thing.
father originally.
So can
Men need to take more, though, like 200, 300 milligrams a day.
but actually that would boost their testosterone?
A little bit, but for a man, men produce testosterone, so it's easier
Or
just to
said
give them
testosterone.
testosterone replacement.
What about but if somebody doesn't want to take an injection,
Well, if you want to get
Yeah.
it legal, if you want to just be able to go to the store and buy it, you can go to Amazon. Life Extension makes DHEA. You can take for a man to 100 to 300 milligrams a day. I used to give my dad like 200 milligrams a day. He loved it.
and what's the difference between that and the testosterone? That your product?
My Testalized product tweaks.
Explain to me.
It doesn't. It's non-hormonal Testalized. It tweaks the hormone.
Yeah, that's a
balances.
hormone,
So
George.
it lowers
DHEA is
DHT,
a
it
hormone.
lowers estrogen, and it raises testosterone because all these hormones are in balance with each other. So when your body releases testosterone, a certain percentage converts to estrogen, certain percentage converts to DHT, which is dihydrotestosterone. As we get older, more converts to DHT, and that's why you get hair loss and prostate issues.
Well, they don't recuperate as fast when they train.
So really, a lot of times, older people, the problem really is not that they don't produce enough testosterone, is that they're converting it to other stuff. So if you can stop that conversion to other stuff, you raise testosterone. And if you can lower estrogen, your body will produce more testosterone naturally because estrogen is what shuts down your body's
But by
production.
taking by taking a DHA, that's not going to lower their testosterone. On the contrary, it could raise their testosterone.
No, I didn't
or
say
raise
that.
their estrogen.
No, I'm not talking about DHEA. I'm talking about in men, some of the testosterone you produce gets converted to DHT or dihydrotestosterone.
DHT, yes, but I'm
That
saying by
causes
taking-
prostate enlargement, hair loss, acne, stuff like that.
But we were just talking about taking the DHEA as a replacement. That might work for women, but I don't know about for men.
It's not going to work as efficiently for men because your body's limited by how much it will convert to testosterone. So for men, it's
Right.
easier just to take a testosterone shot. I would prefer to do that, especially now that it's much more, readily available.
once a week, once every 10 days.
Once every week, I think is the right way to do it. Look, and I just recommend do it through a rejuvenation clinic where you have a doctor prescribing it. You don't have to worry,
Yes.
is it real or not?
Yeah.
I send everyone over
Well,
to
Titan Medical, right?
TitanMedicalCenter.com. It's so easy. It's
And
all
Dave, it's so
telemedicine.
cheap,
Yeah,
dude.
I gotta go.
I pay like $75 from CVS for a 2-month supply. It's so cheap. And
Yeah,
it's
but you
worth
know
it.
what?
can't do
Sean,
shit.
the problem is a lot of doctors won't just prescribe it to you, to go get it yourself. That's probably
Right,
your
they
family
want it
doctor.
No, but you know what, Dave? I went to the doctor, right?
Mm.
At 34, I took shit off the street, right? And then as I got older, 37, 38, I went to my regular doctor and I said, listen, I'm getting this shit off the street. I don't know what's in it. It's going to affect me. He's like, all right, John, get a blood test. And that's it. He prescribed
Well,
me.
yeah,
And I've been
you
on
have
it since.
you have a cool doctor. Most doctors
Yeah.
are not
Yeah.
going to do that, though.
Do you need a blood?
Dude, I got
Unless
doctor.
your level's under 300.
Do you have
Dude,
a test
I go.
kit to test it?
Mine was like fucking under 100.
I mean, my insurance won't pay for it because they
My
look at my
insurance
level.
pays for it because I
No.
got the ghetto insurance. You know what I mean?
But if you're under
He's got Medicaid,
300,
that's
you should
Is that what-
legally be
That
able
means
to
I'm
get a
paying for his
prescription.
insurance. I'm paying for your
Well, yeah, but
Is that when you
testosterone.
get over 65? When do you get over
No,
65?
Yeah, but the
he's
thing
got
is,
the-
John, I
when
didn't
we
want to go
turn
crash my
65,
level.
Medicaid.
You know what
John,
I mean?
Medicaid?
No, Medicare is after.
So
Well,
I'm
no.
available for Medicare
For
in
CVS
4
Watson.
months.
Yeah.
I can get
Yeah.
in
Your
6
insurance
months.
will pay for it, and you get a script. If you get a script for it, insurance will pay for it. You can get it at CVS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem is
No, my
most doctors
insurance,
won't
my
just
insurance gets
prescribe
mad at my level, so they won't pay for it. They
If it's
deny it
under
every time.
300,
No, but your
doctor's
level's
going-
not going to be 300 when you're on shit and it's a
No,
thousand.
you got to go off.
You got to go cold
Yeah, I don't
turkey
wanna
off
do
so
that.
that you're like
I
zero.
gotta take mine.
Oh,
I wonder
yeah,
what mine
yeah,
is.
yeah.
I'm not on anything.
Yeah.
I wonder
Dude,
what
I
it
go
is.
off.
Yours is probably through
I'll
the
go
roof.
off for a
You
year
think
sometime.
so? Dave, do you
No.
have a kit to test it, or I have to get a blood test?
I don't think
Yeah,
mentally
yeah,
I
yeah.
could come off.
Now I could go off for a year. I don't feel any
Wow.
different when I take it and when I don't. Just a little bit of the,
No, but mentally it doesn't
beach
fuck
chili
you
God,
up. Like
no.
I don't think I can handle that.
Dude,
and I
I'm with
take
a
so
fucking-
little.
I'm with a Mexican chick that's got a sex drive. Because they're like fucking if my sperm wasn't polluted, I'd probably have 30 fucking kids. You know what I mean? But I'm over here, I got to keep that shit satisfied.
Well,
You know
Greg,
what I
she's
mean?
young. What's the age difference?
I'm 27 years older than her.
Wow.
Wow.
That's pretty good. You did good.
I'm older than her mother by fucking like 7 years. Her
Oh, my
mother's
God.
7 years older.
That's like my
even though her
client. He's
mother
dating a
looks
20.
older than me.
He's dating like a 24-year-old now. The guy, the authentic Jew that I brought here.
Mike, the accountant. Yeah.
Yeah, but I've been with her for a
Greg, I
long
thought I was doing good with 25 years younger than me, but you beat me.
Oh yeah, John, you have a pretty
you
big.
got 25
He's
years
got a
younger?
big. Yeah, he's got a big discrepancy too. That's right.
You know
I've
what
been
the
with
thing
my-
is
yeah,
though?
but I've been with
Nowadays,
my-
listen.
I've been with her
Nowadays,
for a long
you
time
don't
now.
want the fucking girls that are that much younger than you, because this generation, the girls are
No.
fucking so different than what we grew up in. It's
12
very
years
hard.
together, Greg. 10 married,
Yeah.
two,
Yeah.
12 together.
He got
So-
very lucky.
Yeah, I've
He got
been-
very
You
lucky.
found
I've
them
been
at the
with
good
mine-
time before they got fucked
Well,
up.
I
in
remember when you
today's
first
times.
met her. You said, "You think this is real?" I said, "I don't know, but if it is, sounds pretty good to me."
What do you mean real?
When he first met the girl online, because she contacted John, and
Right.
she was really young then.
John, how old was she? How old were you when she contacted?
25, right? She was.
She was 24 when she.
Oh my god.
And what were you? And what were you? You were
49.
49?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, mine was 17. I was
And it was-
already in my fucking. I
And
was in
that's
my
legal.
40s.
Listen, people don't realize that's
Greg used to
legal in New
babysit
York.
for his girlfriend.
Now,
Listen,
No,
in New York,
it's wait. You know what's funny? She had a stepfather at the time, and he used to say, "The pedophile's here." You know what I
oh my God! Now, isn't,
Greg,
isn't
it's
the Mexican
17.
culture,
Wait, guys,
their culture
the age
different?
of-
different with,
Oh yeah, it's just the Mexican. They don't give a shit, dude. Her
No.
fucking sisters had kids when they were 13 years old and shit.
no, but
Her sister's trying to get her GED. Her kids fucking graduating high school. You know what
no,
I
but
mean?
listen to the fucked up part, okay? New York, the age of consent is 17, right? Jersey is still 16, as far as I know.
Oh, really?
How fucked up is that?
Yeah, it's pretty messed up.
well, there's still
Yeah.
psychologically a girl that is still not developmentally.
Yeah.
You know, what I
Dude,
mean?
my girlfriend's fucking still not developmentally. You know
Well,
what I'm
neither are
saying?
you, so that's a good match right there.
That's why we're together.
That's
We're
right.
too fucking.
We're
like two.
I want to play a video for you guys. The guy. The video was sent to me. Was the biggest arms in Egypt. That's the name of the video. I want your.
Oh, God.
Let's watch this. And then
Oh, I
you can
know.
go.
I see. I've seen it. This is hard. This is
Oh,
horrendous.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I want Greg's
او
opinion.
زي ما الناس بتقول عليه
What is he
Oh,
doing?
Big arm Mohamed. People call him the
مهما
biggest
وصفت
in
لك حجم
Egypt.
دراعه مش هتستوعب
What is he
هو دراعه
doing?
So
بس اكبر من دماغ
stupid.
طفل عنده 7 سنين
Oh god.
لا دراعه حرفيا اكبر من دماغه
Look at his forearms.
It's like they almost have target fixation.
Wait,
Yeah,
so
like a
guys,
normal
so
body,
everyone
though.
can pick on me. Is it silicone
But
in
he has a
there?
normal body, like if, like
Dave,
you
what do
know,
you,
like.
Dave, what do you think is in there? Silicone?
I'm going to
or
ask you guys after. Let's watch this. Hold on.
All right.
زي الفل
I think Greg still had a beat though. To be honest with you.
تروح الجيم
I might have.
That is at least Greg did his shoulders.
See, that's the problem. They don't lift
Right.
these guys. So it
Dude,
looks
I
like
have every shit. Shoulders, legs, back. That
They
guy
look
got
so
fucking
ridiculous.
average build.
He looks like he's got 2 breast implants in there. Look, he's so cool too. He's like, he knows, hey, I got the biggest arms, man. He's making us proud. These idiots think it's real too. These people.
Maybe they think he's Big Ramy. You know, it's Egypt.
Oh shit.
Where is this?
In Egypt.
10 شقق
I'll tell you something. That sandwich looks really
Did you
good.
see did you see the plate when he was eating?
10 شقق فول الغدا بقى
Yeah, he's trying to make it seem like his
Wait,
arms are
wait,
that
wait.
big as he eats all this food. Yeah, that's.
Wait, I want to know, how did he get a plate of George's cookies? I swear.
I don't want to know why.
I
the
love when you watch
correlation-
it. They're trying to explain like how his arms got so big. I eat all this food all day long, and 20. Now all these kids watch this. If they eat all that food, they're gonna get huge arms like him.
That's a bad role model.
Look how fat he is. That's
That's
why
not a
the
good
fucking-
role model.
fucking
Sorry.
sandwich
He's
is
got an
wrong.
average.
He looks
he's
like
walking
Diego.
around like he's a fucking hero. Look at that.
Got an average
He's
body.
a hero.
He's a fucking
I
hero,
don't
this
think he
asshole.
Big
goes to
arm
the gym.
Mohamed.
Are there any vids of him training actually?
I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fucking jerking
Get
off.
ahead of
this
something.
asshole.
That's fine. Let's see if you can find anything and work it out.
His training is
That's
when he
only
pushes
training
the
he
synth oil in the thing.
Does he have? Yeah, but does he have any? You remember the guy that we had on here, Dave? You guys
Yes.
link him to me. Of course, I'm always going to be linked to these fucking guys.
Yeah.
When it's a different ball game.
Well,
but whatever.
you're the god, Greg. You're
Look
like
like
the
you
hero.
started the whole thing, Greg.
Greg
Tell
the
him-
God.
Tell him to
Oh,
send
here
me
he is
money.
training.
Now look.
Wait, what happened?
He's lifting like 10 pounds. It's like no weight.
Dude, you would think that hurts.
Sure it does.
Well, he got 3 reps.
Look at he's so proud of himself. You can see. Look how
Yeah, he's a fucking hero of the country.
Wait,
What's he drinking?
there was like 10. on
wait.
that.
There was 4.
There was like 40
10.
pounds in there.
There was 425s. It looked like. And he's sorry.
Listen, he got jealous of Rami now. So
He's
he
got the old plastic
coffee.
weights that we used to have with the cement and with the plaster Paris inside.
Right?
What is that?
This is a hormone too. Yes, it is. This thing. What hormone is it? Aminos. The hormone aminos.
Over there, they believe that shit, Dave.
Yeah.
I think in Thailand,
He's been doing this for 15 years.
Is everybody
you say
I
really?
you're,
think he's under
everybody
supervision of a doctor. I want to know the doctor that supervised this.
But I want. Is everybody there really that stupid?
Oh,
that
there's
they
10s
look
on
at
each
that and
side.
think that that's
He
Oh,
put
yeah.
10. Yeah, there were 10s. Come on, Mohamed. You're better than that. 10s.
Big arm Mohamed there. What do you?
10s. That's 80 pounds.
We must. That's why bodybuilders are the laughing stock of the world, because they got people like this who. That's who they're showcasing on these specials. They're not showcasing the real guys who do
Well,
the
it's
work.
the internet.
They don't have
it's
Chris
Facebook
Bumstead. They
and
don't have Chris
Instagram.
Bumstead on here. They got this guy who's representing the bodybuilding world.
I think
I like
we take
Chris
it for
Bumstead.
granted. I think we take it for granted that we can look at a guy like that and instantly say he's full of oil.
Yeah.
Whereas the uninformed, regular people,
Right.
oh man, he's got giant arms.
Right.
You know.
He
So-
creates a bad image for anybody who weightlifts and
sport.
trains.
Yeah,
It's a
absolutely.
Right, George, he creates a bad image for humankind. Completely.
yeah, and he's trying to be a role model for kids.
Right.
I bet he doesn't have kids.
Yeah, but you
I
guys
He
gotta
looks like
understand,
he's
listen,
22.
He don't
That's
have
the
kids.
mid-
If
listen,
he had kids,
that's-
he would know better. Do I want my
Mr.
kids?
G, that's the Middle
to shoot
East, so
shit-
it's
that
very
shit in my
different
arms?
there
No.
than it is here.
Yeah.
You can't compare. I mean, that's why, listen, Rami's a hero in the Middle East, like big time celebrity. Don't forget, I'm Lebanese and Syrian, so I know how the culture is, right? Very, very different world over. That's why Rami doesn't care about America, because the mentality and the culture of the people there are very, very different. It's
Right.
hard to explain it unless you're part of that culture. You
Right,
know what I mean?
right.
So that big guy with the stuffed up like arms like an asshole walking around is a hero because it's a different mentality. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
How would they deal with a chick with giant tits? Like, you know what
No,
I'm
the
saying?
women have to be covered up.
Yeah.
You can't-
But I'm saying, would
She should
they
be
freak out?
stoned.
They like be like,
Oh, they'll
that's
murder
an
her. They'll
abomination.
kill
stone
her.
her in
Like,
the fucking
right.
back.
Don't they still
That's
stone
what
them?
They'll
Girls
they'll
that
murder
commit
her. Women
adultery
can't
and
do that
stuff.
shit. What?
Yep. What does adultery have to do with getting big boobs?
No, I'm saying adultery and big boot. They can't show themselves, meaning that they can't show themselves.
No, but I'm
Listen,
saying,
Oh,
listen,
George is making a good point. Big boobs and adultery go together.
Listen, if you cheat on your husband, if you
I didn't
cheat
get
on your
the
husband
connection.
there,
Well, that's why they have to cover up because
you.
they don't want anybody to look at them.
Yeah. No, I know that.
Right.
The
Most men are
family
not
can
gonna commit
legally
adultery
kill
for a
somebody
pair
if
of
they cheat on the
birdseed.
husband. All right, that's how it is over there.
Right.
That's what I was saying.
Right. Well,
That
you know,
is true. That's
Greg,
true.
can we let's send John Bravo over to your house for a couple months, and you're going to do we'll call it the RX experiment, and we will start making John Bravo big John Bravo, and we'll big arm John Bravo, and we'll start. Greg will teach him the technique of putting a bottle of testosterone propionate into your arms every single day. How about that?
Yeah, but
No,
I had
thank you.
veins and shit. Like I was built, built everywhere. These guys look like an average guy. I like the
Well,
guy
their
that's got
forearms
the
are this
really
big,
nice-
Greg. You know, they look like
Huh?
they're like about.
Well,
this-
wait, you guys didn't say. What do you think he's?
I like the
shooting
guy
in
with
his
the big
arms?
tits in fucking Brazil. You ever see that guy? When he first takes
Oh,
it
Oh
off,
yeah, that guy's out of his mind.
he's got like really nice tits. You know what I'm saying?
I
They're
think
all
they're
out
putting.
of their
I don't think there's enough synthol that you can buy to put
Right,
in there.
that's
It's got to be like
silicone.
oil, like kitchen oil or
That's
something.
not sinful.
But you know what
Really?
though, Joe? What you got? Listen, when you add that guy
Olive
on
oil,
there-
probably.
No. I think they get like silicone because listen, check this out. When you get that guy that you had on here that you said was trying to be like me, he had all kinds of like abscesses and fucking
Right.
marks all over his arm. These guys, when I look, I try to see, and I never see marks on their arms unless I'm wrong, guys.
They just
So-
started though. That's why, Greg. It takes
No,
takes
but
a
it
couple-
could be. But you can't keep poking a fucking thing like that and not
No.
hit like a vein. I'm thinking it's the silicone. They just put that in.
That
never
would be
shrink.
scary if that's the case.
Silicone.
Dude,
How do you
those
put
guys
that
in
in?
Brazil.
How do you put that
Huh?
stuff in?
Syringe.
I can tell you from practically firsthand experience in Mexico that the women who went to my gym.
Yeah.
One woman had to have most of her glute amputated.
Jesus.
Because of the subsequent infection that she got. The perpetrator of all of these disasters, and there were many, was a woman they nicknamed the Mata Belleza, which is beauty killer. And she went to prison.
Oh, really?
But she was injecting industrial silicone
Wow.
100%.
into into women's butts to get that, big fake ass that they love down there.
Well,
and women were fucking dying, actually getting staph infections and dying.
Holy
John,
shit.
you know what happened in this country? Okay, there was a fake doctor from Argentina that came down to Beverly Hills. All the celebrities, I'm talking Priscilla Presley, all the famous people, right? He pretended that, and this is back in the 90s, that he had this special filler for the face that's going to take away wrinkles. It was all fucking silicone. He's in fucking prison now, right?
Wow.
But they're all fucked up. All the women are fucked up. Poor Priscilla Presley, one of the most beautiful women in the world. You know what I mean? Her face permanently has that, and they can't remove it. You know what I mean?
But you have to understand, I look at these guys, and their muscles stay the same, and there's no fucking, like that other guy that had the knot up here and the ball there and then the bum, bum, bum. Those guys, I think, shoot silicone. I swear to God, they get, a certain grade silicone, they shoot it, it stays there, it never leaves, just
That's
like
exactly
the
what
trannies
they
with
do,
the
Greg.
S's and shit.
That's
What's
exactly
that?
what they
I
do.
mean, listen,
Silicone.
John, you're the one who guessed when I said the rich thing, and now I get picked on all the time in the comments. Oh, John, silicone. Because remember, you said it right when I was saying it. You said, "Oh, it was silicone." You knew.
Yep.
Well, I think Richard said something once. I remember seeing a video where he was talking about that, PMMA and all that shit and the little spheres.
No,
But
he put
maybe
in
I'm
that into one little spot. PMMA is like $1,500 per cc. No one's
filler.
putting
I
that
know.
on the whole fucking arm.
But trust me, I don't think
yeah,
money.
yeah.
I don't think money.
Whether
would
or not
be
He
an
had
issue.
certain stuff that would make you.
Whether or not he
Well-
did or didn't is irrelevant.
No,
It's
I
the
mean
fact that guys like the one in Egypt
Yep.
there, that's what they're doing.
Yep.
And because you can't get pump and pose or synthol over there. I mean,
Why?
Even if you could,
But
it would be
they can't-
100 bottles. It would be for
exactly.
It wouldn't
they can't
stay
afford
there.
that. These people-
And
Right,
not
can't
only
get
that,
that
but you're
stuff there?
forgetting
I mean,
you'd have to
with the
keep
internet?
doing it. Synthol doesn't
afford
stay
it.
like that.
No, it stayed right.
Okay,
Silicone
it
stays.
does.
Yeah.
Synthol's like oil. It's just like if you took, I took oil injections,
Current
the
face.
oil-based steroids, and it did stay in me for a while. I had the.
But with
No,
Greg, what
but
happens
it
with the
goes away.
silicone? What happens in the silicone is it does not get absorbed. So the
Right, the body encapsulates it.
The body
Right.
encapsulates it. So what happens is when they add more, they're not. That's why it gets lumpy because they got one capsule going here, then they add more, they get another capsule going
Oh,
over
There
there.
you go.
What?
There it is. Look at that picture. Wow.
What happened
Wow.
to her nose?
Because she got injected with the
Or-
silicone.
Or is that a band? Oh, there's a band-aid on her nose.
Yeah.
Oh.
John,
Well,
I
but-
agree with you. You're
Here, let me send you
100%
something.
right. You're
Right.
100% right.
That's what causes the lumps.
And most of the time, that they look, but these guys have the same look.
How
I'm
old
telling
is
you,
she?
they
Oh, you mean the
guy
lumps
gets
in the-
balls up here on his shoulders. It's
Yep.
all silicone.
Oh, so you have the cheeks like that?
Yep.
Get a picture of Sophia Loren.
Dave, give this
Show
to
her what
Tyler
she
to
looks
show this
like,
on
all
stream.
natural.
Show Big Ange. Big Ange had a pretty crazy
No,
face.
Dave, I
show
just sent you something.
Dave, Sophia Loren. She's 80 years old. All natural
Big
beauty,
Ange is
natural
my
skin.
friend. She's
She
dead.
looks amazing.
Dave,
I was
uh,
friends with Big Ange.
Dave,
She's a
I
nice
just
girl,
texted
man.
you a link. Send it
She's
to
dead.
Tyler and show that.
I know
on
she's
screen.
dead. Is Big Ange? Did she have stuff injected in her face? She
She
had.
had like regular fillers and stuff, And I think she fucked around with hormone replacement because her voice was very deep.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I know her personally. Me and Joe Pietaro, we were going to go over. She was going to make us spaghetti and meatballs.
That's
and-
Jimmy's
Oh,
aunt,
nice.
isn't it?
What's that?
Isn't that Palecchi's aunt?
What?
Yeah, he's related to Big Ange.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
You gotta
he
be
is. I
kidding
think
me.
he
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
I love
Palecchi-
her.
No, I think
she
he
goes.
is.
She
She's
used to
dead.
say all the mobsters loved me.
Yeah, yeah.
All the mobsters loved me.
Let me tell you something.
She was great,
Uh,
When she
man.
was younger. They
I
probably
know
did.
every one of those girls. She's a good girl. And they all
Yeah, I
looked
could tell,
her.
yeah.
They were crying when she died. Let me tell you something. Joe Pietaro and I, we worked with Drita and all of them. They loved her. You have no idea.
She has a bar in Staten Island,
She
right?
used to say, "Those are my girls. Those are my girls." What you see on a TV show and what in reality, those girls were all like this, very close.
Right.
Here, listen
She's
to this,
a good
guys.
girl.
Listen, let me read this to you guys.
I know her
right?
brother. I know her
Pull up
family.
Big Angie's picture.
Andrew's a good girl.
Yeah.
Let me read this one thing for you guys, all right? Serrano, who was the guy, was injecting industrial low-grade silicone similar to what's used to lubricate auto parts in Argentina into the faces of these women. Several women, including Sean King, Larry's wife, and Diane Ritchie, Lionel Richie's wife at the time, held injection parties in their homes, with Serrano needling them with non-FDA approved drug that he smuggled into the U.S. And it goes this. Serrano wasn't even a licensed doctor in the U.S. The injection caused lumps, paralysis, and holes in the face of some of the women he injected.
All right, wait a minute. Can I say something? I'll tell you what. Dr. Nadler used to tell me that he would get, he had silicone too. I don't know what grade it was. I couldn't tell you. But he would tell me that some of the bodybuilders would come to him because he would intramuscularly shoot it a little bit into each ab so that it would actually create more of a block. You understand? Thicken their abs.
Sounds dangerous.
He
like
was,
a dangerous
he
experiment.
was fucking crazy. Yeah. I told you that hole in my arm. He called it a spackle. He said, "I'll make like a little plug and we'll spackle it." And I was like, me and Carl and Coker were like, "Oh man, I don't know. That don't sound right, bro." I said, "Well, what if I get hit? What if I get hit like in the arm? Is it fucking gonna move around? Am I gonna have like a cork or something like that, like moving around and shit?" He's like, "Nah, we can anchor it." And I'm like.
No, I knew this guy. I'm not going to say his name. He may rest in peace. He's not with us anymore. Nadler did shoulder implants on him, and they dropped down to his arm. I thought they were tricep implants. That's how far they fell. And he had pec implants that like dropped down. It was terrible.
Dude, I told you.
What were
listen
they made
to
of?
me. I don't know if I told you guys, but I said this story. He did my friend. Did I tell you about this? My friend calls me up one day when I'm a drug dealer, right? And my friend goes, "Bro, I got I got a bitch tit I got to get rid of it. Do you have anything for it?" And I said, "Yeah, how bad is it?" He goes, "I don't know. It's like 2 inches off my nipple." And I go, "What? It's a bitch tit or 2 inches off. The bitch tit's up here, his nipple's down there." I said, "Dude, that don't sound right." I said, I don't think that's a bitch tit. And I said, "You should go to a doctor and get that checked out. That's not a bitch tit." So he goes to another doctor. He finds out he's got this huge infection. Nadler had put implants in him 2 years, and they got infected. He actually had to go take the chest implants out. Now he had holes there. He actually had 2 holes like this where Nadler put the fucking implants, the chest implants, because there was an underlying infection. And boom, my partner Paul, he's going to kill me for saying this, but my partner Paul had a calf implant. And the fucking thing dropped down to his ankle. And he had to run. Now, Paulie's in fucking Florida. He was in Sunrise. He had to go all the way up to fucking back to New York. And he said he couldn't, he was so embarrassed with pants. It was summer. He had to wear long pants.
Yeah, doctors don't even like to do those calf implants.
But dude, he was dangerous. Listen,
what people didn't realize, Greg, is that Nadler was not a board-certified plastic surgeon.
That was what I was just going to say. I was with Steve Bleckman. And I was talking to Bleckman, and Bleckman goes, I was telling him about the spackle in the arm and my friend with the thing. And he goes to me, "Oh, I would never use him. He's not even a doctor." And I go, whoa. What do you mean he's not a doctor? He goes, "Well, he's a doctor." He goes, "But he's like a family practitioner, general practitioner doctor."
Yeah. And he was doing plastic surgery?
He's not licensed to do.
Yes.
He wasn't licensed to do any of that.
Yes,
I need to do a video on this guy.
But you know what? Bleckman's full of shit because Bleckman was bragging about how he had these lipomas on his arm that Nadler took out. He scooped them out. He took like 40 out of my arms. Wow. Remember that, John? So he did have Nadler operate on him.
He landed and they just popped out. They just popped out like eyeballs.
Took him what?
Yeah, but then he went and said to me, I'm telling you, he told me, "Oh, don't use him. He's not even a real."
He probably fucked him up too. That's what he didn't want to admit. Yeah, he liked Nadler because Nadler advertised in the magazine, John. That's why he wasn't bad mouthing him.
Maybe at the end, maybe it wasn't anymore because this was towards the end of Nadler.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew Nadler very well because I used to take all my friends to go get surgeries, and they were all they'd all need like new calves.
Did anything you asked him to do. It didn't matter. It would never say no. There was no surgery.
Believe it or not, that happens.
He was what you call a door doctor. Whatever came through the door, he'd take care of.
But John,
I went to your doctor. Dave, I went to your doctor, and he told me I can't do that. I don't know.
You went to Blau?
Yup, Mordecai Blau.
Blau would never touch that, because he.
No, he said to me.
Blau didn't mind.
Yeah, no, I'm saying he would never touch Greg's arm.
That was the funniest video. Dude, the funniest video was seeing John getting his fucking bitch dick done because he's in there fucking thing snoring. Remember that?
I got to put that video up, John. I still have it. I have to put it up.
Yeah, you got to put that up.
Yeah.
Dude, John was in there snoring. I was like, wait a minute, why is John snoring like that? But I mean, he was like.
Believe it or not, though, there's
I can't believe you remember that.
A lot
Greg.
of them. Oh, there's a lot of doctors. This shit happens all the time. Botched. You know the TV show Botched, right?
Dude, I got them.
They have
I got them on
like
my fucking voicemail.
they have a different show. Like it's like a spin-off of the original show where they investigate all the crazy doctors that aren't even licensed to do crazy shit to people.
Yeah.
I'm surprised this guy wasn't on the show. I might have to do a video on this guy.
Dude,
Dave,
I'll
I'm
give
gonna
you the
ask you
fucking
Nadler
number.
killed
I got the
himself and his
voicemail.
wife.
You want to listen?
I mean,
I got them on my fucking. I got them on my
Don't you
voicemail.
know his
Call
son?
me. I said I'm not doing no more of this stuff with the fucking bodybuilding. You know, like you're gonna
Oh,
make me look so bad. They want to make me look really.
Oh, they wanted to put you on the show?
Yeah. What are you kidding me? I'll play the
Really?
fucking tape. I'll send it to Dave too.
Really?
They're telling me they were harassing me, and Joe Pietro was like, "Do it." And I mean, you know, it's good publicity. I said, "No."
Oh
more
yeah,
of that
for
shit.
Dude, Botched is a huge.
No,
show.
I don't give a shit. They wanted to make a fool of me.
Yeah.
'Cause
Of
I know
course,
what they're
because
gonna say.
every episode they always have somebody that's like a character that they're not going to do any surgery on. But
That's what they're going to do with me. They're
Yeah.
going to make me look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah,
You know,
100%.
sitting there with no shirt on, flexing is showing a hole
Yeah.
in my fucking hole in my
And they're
back.
not going to do anything to help you. They
And
pretend
then they're
that
going to
they
say, we
yeah.
can't help you because
Yeah.
it's all scar
Yeah.
tissue, because that's what it is. You
Yeah.
can't do scar tissue. You
Yeah.
can't fix it. You know? And, but I'm going to look like an asshole on national TV.
Exactly.
What
I've
people
already
don't.
made myself look like an asshole.
Greg,
enough.
I think what's important to mention is that Nadler started doing hormone replacement concurrently
that
while
was
he was
at
still
the
a
end.
plastic surgeon, and he was selling GH and stuff like that. And I think he got busted because of that.
That's at the
And they
end.
took his license away, and so he couldn't practice medicine anymore. So he moved out to California. He was trying to be a personal trainer or something like that with the wife, and they were doing very poorly. And I know that he wound up shooting the wife and himself, right?
He went in, he
Murder
shot
suicide.
his wife, and then shot himself.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know, because Bob Bonham went to his funeral and shit and was telling me his son was like, like that motherfucker. You know, what
I am
mean?
surprised this was not on the show because that's a crazy story. I'm gonna have to do a video myself on this.
It's
Dave,
an
I'm gonna
insane
ask
There
you-
was
story.
supposedly they had a pact.
It
And
wasn't.
What?
Bullshit.
It was
The son
bullshit.
said it
He
was
killed
not
her,
true.
John. He killed her.
Yeah,
No.
she didn't want to die with him. Like,
No.
oh, we're so in love. He was upset because now he's a Momo. He went from being,
Right.
he was, Blackman had him in the magazines as Dr. Nadler, doctor to this body. All these bodybuilders are going for him, calf implants, breast implants, all this
He was
other
making big
shit.
money. Yeah.
And yeah, man, he was the guy. And nobody knew that the guy wasn't even a board certified plastic
Blau
surgeon.
told me that right off the bat because I asked him about him. He goes, "Oh boy," he goes,
Who told you?
Blau, Dr. Blau said, "This guy, you'll find he's a nightmare." He said, "He goes,
I gotta be honest with you, I
he-
wasn't too crazy about Blau either, though. But because he was saying shit to me, and his breath stunk. But
great surgeon." Look, you know what the
He-
truth is? You never you have to go to a board certified plastic surgeon because anyone can call themselves a plastic surgeon. Like Nadler did.
double board certified even.
You got to be board certified. Otherwise,
Yeah.
do not go
Yeah,
near. 'Cause
Blau's
these guys
face.
have been scrutinized and they have done internships and residencies in plastic surgery. That's what they've been prepped to
That's
do.
their expertise.
You don't go to a person who hangs a shingle and says, "I'm a plastic surgeon," just because and doesn't have any credentials. You're asking for trouble. Especially
And you know
with,
what?
when you
And
talk
Dave-
about cosmetics of your face or the aesthetics of your body, once you screw that up, you're fucked. That's it. There's no second chance.
yeah.
And that's when I knew that Nadler and Bleckman were cut from the same cloth, because when you ask Nadler about being board certified, he'd give you the Bleckman Barnes and Noble #1, derivative of medicine, where he would say, "Oh, board certification. All that means is that other doctors on the board and fit second. It doesn't mean anything."
And you know what's crazy too? It
Well,
doesn't
he
even
warned
mean it's
me.
guaranteed. Listen, there's still not a guarantee you're gonna get a good result. Ask me. I had to do 3 fucking nose jobs, right? Because the first 2, after I broke my nose, botched me up so bad that I had no cartilage at all in one side of my fucking face, and that was back in like 2000 in New York City. Supposedly back then, this is before the internet where you could research doctors, right?
Yeah.
I paid that motherfucker 20 grand back then, and he botched the fuck out of me. And then recently, I had to go to one of the guys who taught the guys on the Botched show. That's who I just got my last surgery from. I had to pay $32,000 to fix
that's
my
Oh my God.
So even certified doctors, you still got to be fucking careful.
Well, can I tell you something? If you would have kept calling Jimmy Bull the asshole, he would have gave you a free.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. But listen, when I say asshole, it's out of love.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I'm just
Hey
playing
Greg,
with you.
if I get a TV show to put up some, let's say they want to do a makeover on you, would you go and get plastic surgery and all this stuff if they did it for free?
Are you kidding? Look at his beauty. What could you do to improve on it? No, I wouldn't get no plastic. I'm too old
You
for
know,
that
Dave,
shit.
I used to like it when you did the shows back in the day. I think this was like 10 years ago. You would go to the doctor, you get like the
Botox.
SMP, and then you did like the Botox and you did the filler.
got Botox?
You don't do those videos no more.
Oh, look, Tyler's even from what? You got Botox?
The problem with Botox is it
every
doesn't
3
last that long. It only lasts
I
like
get
a month
it
or
every
two.
3 months.
3-4
I get
months,
Botox.
yeah.
Is that what is
No,
it?
it's botulism toxin. It's a
Botulism.
very,
Dude,
very,
you're not gonna
botulism
believe
is
it.
a-
I get it up
it's
here
a
every
very
3
low
months.
dose of it. It's a very microscopic.
You're not gonna
dose.
believe
It
this, but this
paralyzes
is
nerves.
natural.
Oh, that's what
This
it's
is natural right here.
Yeah,
This is no surgery. Look at this. That's no surgery.
Yeah, you
That's
get,
natural.
it's olive oil.
it's olive oil. That's
That's
right.
what it is.
Like I was saying, Sophia Loren. These guys, the famous actress, she's 80 years old. She has like perfect skin still.
Yeah.
She did nothing to her face.
Well, supposedly, who
No,
knows?
you could tell she did.
How would you know if an actress had a face job?
She looks like the girl I'm with. The same thing, and she's almost 60 and perfect skin.
Yeah, if she's 80, there's a big difference.
She looked like.
I guarantee she got a facelift. Look it up.
No, she didn't. Sophia Loren
Loren.
got no.
Of course she
No,
did.
she did. She had olive oil all her life.
Absolutely, Georgie.
She had a
absolutely.
ton of shit done.
No, she didn't.
I guarantee she had work on her face. All these actresses.
guarantee-
Not Sophia Loren.
Yup, especially
That was
Sophia
in
Loren.
that was in Grumpy Old Men.
We'll look it up.
No, of course
I'm
she
a
did.
grumpy old man.
Don't you remember that when the two
Yeah,
Walter
of course.
Matthau
I love that movie, Grumpy Old Man.
and they're fighting,
That
and
was
she
a
comes
great
in,
movie.
Walter Matthau was one of the greatest
and the other guy that played
comedy actors
that's
of
in
all
Rocky,
time.
Hey.
Mickey. What's Mickey's?
Burgess Meredith.
Yeah, yeah.
Burgess
She
Meredith.
comes into
Hey,
town,
Corey,
right?
see-
And then they're both fighting over.
Hold on, look.
And then they had Ed Corney on there too.
Oh,
He was
she had a nose job. Look right there when she was
Of
young.
course.
Dude, according to the
All right,
fucking
but hold
guys
on.
the
But
internet,
not her skin.
we're a
Look
bunch
You're out
of
of your
grumpy
mind.
old
She had a
men.
facelift.
Look at her
Guarantee-
skin.
I guarantee she had a
at her
facelift.
skin. It's look.
She had a facelift, John.
She takes vitamin C.
and she's wearing makeup.
She's
with a
taking vitamin
trowel.
C.
You're
Look.
out of your fucking mind.
Not,
Are you
Dave,
that
he's
naive?
enamored.
Listen,
No,
they
I'm-
all
look.
do it. Even the people that you think are perfect, they still do shit. You know who's perfect? Okay, in my eyes, my favorite girl, actress, Megan Fox, right? To me, she had a perfect face. She even fucking did her nose job, and I don't like the way her nose is after. I think she had a perfect nose prior. So people that are
it
even
fits your face if you're changing whatever.
This is a funny story. I was in jail. There was a guy. They called him Pill Line Pete because he was on so many meds, like psychotropic meds, that he'd always be in the pill line. He'd have to go like every day. He was in the pill line. So they called him Pill Line Pete. So I had to find out what the deal is. I didn't want to talk to myself. He looked. He had very tight skin. He looked like he looked like almost like a little Barbie dollish, like Ken dollish looking to me. And I said, "What's the deal with Pill Line Pete?" Well, he's on all these psychotropics, but he's had 6 facelifts. I said, 6 facelifts. I said, how old is he? He looks like he's like 25. He's only 28 years old. I said,
What the fuck?
And he had all those facelifts. They're like, yeah, he's like, it's got something wrong with him. Every time he sees a wrinkle, he'd go to the doctor and get a facelift.
He's like a Kardashian.
I said, what doctor would operate on this guy? You should lose your license if you operate on this guy. He needs
what
a
I would say.
psychiatrist, not a fucking plastic surgeon. Pill Line Pete.
like
Yeah.
a Kardashian. Those girls been getting surgery since they're 15.
Listen, talking about unlicensed doctors, okay? This is a whole different subject. I'm not even get into it too much, but look at all these assholes, okay, going to Turkey now to operate on their fucking head and plant hair in there, and do hair treatments.
I had one of those clinics, the number one clinic, contact me. They said, we'll fly you and a friend or you and your wife, first class. put you in a 5-star hotel, and we'll do the surgery for free.
I know exactly who it is, and let
Really?
me fucking tell you a story. I was actually later filming a video. I was reviewing Greg Doucette's hair transplant after 6 months.
Right.
Okay, I'm not going to spoil the video.
Right.
But that clinic,
Yeah.
I found out because I spoke to them. Okay, they paid him, and they gave him a free hair transplant to put it on his fucking channel.
Yeah, well, that's
And
what
let
they
me tell
wanted
you
to do
how
for me. Yeah, I said
No, but look how dangerous and unethical that is, because a hair transplant is serious fucking business. You don't
Right.
fuck around with that, and it's not even doctors doing the surgery over there.
How's
And
his,
wait till
how's
you
his
see my
results, though?
Wait till you see my video. Listen, he's at 6 months out.
Yeah.
Okay, at 6 months out, he's supposed to have a lot more growth in that frontal area,
Right.
and I would say 50% of the grafts look like they grew in at this point, and that's trouble at 6 months.
Right.
It's not. I mean, maybe he's a real slow grower,
Right.
but usually at 4 months you see the hairs at least there, right?
Right.
It looks to me like 50% of the hair actually grew, and people don't understand when you're taking the hairs from the back of the head, right, and you're sticking in the punch. You could hit the other hairs and ruin the other hairs, not only in the area in the back of the head, but where you're planting them in. And then when you punch the holes here, right, you can go and cut off the hairs that are next to it.
Oh.
People don't realize that's why it's so important to have a doctor do it, not these fucking Turkish.
Let me tell you
ladies that
something.
they're
So those
hiring
guys
for
are not
fucking
doctors,
Don
is what you're
Romano
saying.
and I are bald, and we're the two best looking guys on the show.
No, but it's a risky fucking business, and I don't like people promoting shit
Right.
like that. It really bothers
in all
me because you're
seriousness-
It sounded a
promoting
little
people
when
getting
I got
fucked
the
up.
guy bribing me to come down there. I was a little
No,
suspicious.
dude,
about
I knew it.
Dude, wait,
knew
let
it.
me throw something.
Wait, you know
in.
who else they went after? Chris Bumstead and Ian Valere too.
Oh, really?
I
I
got
didn't
a
know
whole-
Bumstead had a hair problem.
Dave.
He's got perfect hair.
Dave, the
Wait,
only
Greg,
person-
before you
No,
start,
he's losing it. He's losing
Oh.
it up in the temples.
Greg, wait a sec. Don't. Isn't it interesting how Johnny knows so much about hair
I
transplant?
do, 100%. I'll tell you exactly why. Okay,
You got a lot of
Since
hair
I
in your
was a
head right
kid-
there.
and people know the
Wait.
story who've been
Dave.
following me. Since I was a kid, I'm obsessed with my hair. I don't want to fucking lose it. I started losing it in the temples when I was in my
come on,
early
look at that.
20s. I took finasteride back then when nobody fucking knew about it, okay? I never got off of it. It thickened back the hairs in my temples. And I have a whole story. Like my father lost a lot of his hair from a disease, and he had to get some surgeries done. So I've been studying the surgeries since then because I said if I ever need it, I better fucking know everything about it because I don't give a fuck. I'm not shy. I lose my hair, I'll get fucking 10 surgeries, but it'll be by the best fucking doctor.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you something. I'll tell you the best hair fucking transplant or whatever, however you want to call it, the best hair restoration I ever seen was Dave.
What?
John, I don't know if you remember him. Johnny Latch. You remember Johnny Latch on Johnny
yeah,
Latch
of
Gym?
course.
Johnny
Dude,
Latz.
he was bald all over. He had where they cut the flap, they cut this whole thing, and they pulled it together and sewed it together. I
Right.
was there with him in the diner as the process was going.
Yeah.
You could see the stitches and shit. But by the time he was done, he had all that hair.
So
Listen,
did
I
you
was
do a little
always so
transplant, right?
John, to finish
What's
that
that,
answer to
Johnny?
that question,
You did
I
a
was so
little edit.
fascinated. I was so
Yes, he
fascinated.
did do it a little because you have to. They would actually shoot shit under his scalp so it would stretch the skin, and then they would cut a patch and they would take it out. You know, for a while his head looked like a baseball with his cuts, but I'll tell you what, it looked good at the end. He had full head of hair because he didn't want the hair plugs because he said the plugs fall out, and when the other hairs fall out around the plugs, it looks like, you know, like you can see all dots and holes in the head later on.
That was that was the old way they used to do it. Yeah, the old way.
The
That
best
was-
one I ever
It used
seen
to-
is Maury from Goodfellas.
Listen, it used to look
Remember
like
Maury
a Barbie
from
doll.
Goodfellas?
You know the Barbie doll hairs? Because they used to
Yeah.
put like patches of 20,
That's
30,
what he was
40
saying.
hairs in each spot.
When De Niro says, "Where's my fucking money? Where's my fucking
Johnny
money?"
Latz was a good guy. Johnny Latz was a character. You remember Johnny Latz.
Yeah.
That's how I know Victor Martinez. We all used to train in that gym
Yeah.
up there. It was a fucking
So
good
Greg
gym.
Doucette, he probably knows I'm coming after him now for the second time.
I don't know who is this guy, Greg Doucette? Like,
How do you not know him?
I've heard him, and
He's a good
I've
guy.
seen
He's a
picture
great
of
marketer.
him.
Dude,
He does those
he puts
videos like
down,
Gilbert
fucking
Godfrey.
10 videos a day.
He's got the Gilbert
Yeah.
Godfrey, delivery.
Why?
Well,
You know,
what are you
I just
talking
want to
about?
let you know why this happens.
Oh, he
like
wears
this.
a tank top, that guy?
Yeah, he's a good guy actually. I've interviewed him before. He's got a great.
No, I don't have a
YouTube
problem
channel.
with
He's
his
making
content.
he's
No,
making a
don't-
ton of
don't
money
take
with his
me
YouTube
wrong.
channel.
Yeah, he's smart. Yeah, I don't have a problem
Oh,
personally.
good
So
for
guys,
him
don't
then.
take me wrong. I just don't
Yeah.
believe that was ethical what he did with the hair transplant.
Look, he got a free job, didn't he, out of it? So that's good.
Yeah, but you couldn't fucking pay me enough to fuck with my head. He didn't even need it to begin with.
Yeah. Well,
I need it.
he thought he did, obviously. So we'll see how it grows in. Look, I hope it
love
works.
being bald,
I hope it
Greg.
works.
What I love being bald. You're right.
I love being. It's so liberating. I never have to fucking worry about anything.
Thank you.
No,
I can stick my head out the window of a car. You don't have to worry like, oh shit, you wake up in the morning.
Oh, you know what's funny? One time,
I've ridden a motorcycle my entire life. I always used to have to wear used to stick a ball cap with the bill of the ball cap in my belt to have a ball cap. So when I took my helmet off, I could hurry up and put the hat on because my hair would be like,
You had good hair at one point, John. Really good hair.
I had long curly hair. Yeah, but
So did I. I had a fucking afro.
When, in 1975?
Yeah. You ever see pictures of me?
I want to see pictures.
Well,
I had an afro
had the
in like
Jew fro.
1970s.
They call
Studio
it
54.
the Jew fro, but the Italian version, right?
No, you know what it is? It just goes. There's something about curly hair too, I think, that goes faster. But hey, look, John and I, we get away. Look at us, and then look at you guys. We're good-looking guys.
We're all
And
still
That's
alive.
why I always say,
main,
listen,
that's the main
You know
thing.
what I always say to people before they fuck with their hair, they want to go do surgery, shit like that. Shave your fucking head first. See if you look good. If you look good, don't fuck with it. You know, some people look good bald.
Yeah, I agree. I would look like a raging serial killer if I shaved my head.
I probably.
Your wife wouldn't probably let you.
She would. Yeah, I would look like a lunatic. I can't. I
Dave,
don't want.
I love you.
You should do it for
I
the
love
next
you,
year.
David. David looked like Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah, I would look. I have a very big head.
All right.
I need a little bit of hair to.
Next week we're gonna shave our
You look
heads.
good like that.
All right, we got to
look
wrap
like
this
one of those guys.
this. Where the question
Jimmy
of
the
the night was,
Bull.
where the hell is Jimmy the Bull? Yeah,
Can I hold? Let me call
What's
him.
up
No,
with
I
Jimmy?
texted him.
Come on, let me call him real quick. Maybe he'll
No,
answer.
I already texted him.
I'm waiting to hear that growler. You should just.
He blew it. He blew it. You could text him,
Right?
but he blew it.
Usually you hear him in here.
I got stuff to do. I got to put my
I'm
leg
on
up.
the
I'm supposed to be sitting with my leg up 23 hours a day. We want you to have your leg elevated. You know, I have it up. I have it on a chair now. I don't think that's considered
Well, the
elevated.
question
They
is, how
want it
many
over
times?
your heart.
Yeah.
How many times have your kids hung on it or stepped
No,
on
no,
it? Or,
no.
Hey, can I take a picture?
No
with the
one's
camera?
touching my
Dave,
legs.
let's take a picture what it looks like with the camera.
What looks like?
Your leg.
I can hold my leg
George,
up.
you should
Hold
take it.
up.
George should take a selfie with Dave's foot like
Look.
this.
This is the soft cast. I get the permanent cast on Monday. So.
That's what I'm saying. Where's the cast gonna go? All the way up to your knee?
Nah, just below your knee. Yeah, just below the knee.
Is it going to be like a boot or a cast?
Right now, yeah, it's going to be a real cast, a hard cast, which is going to
Why?
suck for 12 weeks. So
Go to give it.
Are you gonna have to do the other foot too?
I hope not. The other foot doesn't hurt. I think this foot, what happened to it was because that's the leg that I tore my quad on, and I think there's a lot of instability because I still don't have a full quad tendon, and I think my foot was being asked to do too much stabilization, and I think it just
You don't wait. You
gave out.
don't have a quad tendon.
No.
You're done with you. Really? You have no quad tendon?
Yeah, the quad tendon is not attached where it's supposed to be attached. I only
Oh,
several.
shit.
I have some fibers on there, but not a lot. And
Is
so
that from
I
squat?
I could function.
So
I
squat
squat and
too
everything like that,
heavy?
but I'm missing like the whole lateral portion of my quad is just not there.
Well, why is that? Is that from squatting too heavy?
No, I tore. Remember, I tore it 10 years ago. It was in India. I slipped on a staircase. They had a wet staircase.
remember that.
I
Holy
tore
shit.
it, and they never went. I've had it reattached 3 times, and it just will not hold. I need to find.
Weren't you taking some kind of medication that was causing you to tear muscle at one point?
No, not at all. No, I have a very my bones heal really well, but my tendons are very elastic. That's why I have really good flexibility. But when they tear, it's very hard for them to be reattached, from what the surgeon told me. I think I have a genetic disorder, to be honest with you.
Well, you could run with your ankle broken.
They have something called Ehlers-Danlos. I think I have a very low expression of that, where it's like the Stretch Armstrong, disease.
So you could break. So you could actually break your wrist or break your.
No, I
dislocated?
have like ridiculous flexibility where I can kind of bend my arm into weird contortions and.
Oh, you
But
could be
I'm still impressed with
Yeah,
this
yeah.
guy's
So you could
15 and a half
put your
foot.
leg behind your head.
When I was younger, I could not, probably not now, but I can sit in splits, no problem, without stretching and stuff like that. So,
Dude, if I want to go fishing over here, I'm gonna borrow one of your shoes as a canoe. I'm gonna sit in that shoe and I'm gonna be
there you
like,
go.
Yeah, you
it's like a canoe. There's a great picture of my daughter, my 2-year-old, walking around in my shoes. It looks like the shoe is actually bigger than she is.
I'm taller than her.
It's wider than her. But anyway.
That's size 15 and a half. That's like fucking NBA shit.
15,
you know what I mean?
yeah. I was actually
That's
a 16 when I was at 300 pounds. When I lost some weight, my shoe size went down a little bit.
Holy shit.
So your
Imagine
foot
if
grew.
Dave wants
Well,
to.
you mean
Can
it grew from
I
water weight,
I
or
think
did
my
the bones
foot
grow?
my foot collapsed.
Dude, can you imagine if Dave wanted to be a drag queen? Size 16, high heels.
I'd be like Bruce Jenner.
So your
You know,
He's got a
it's hard-
15, right?
I'm
Greg,
size
you really
13.
like those trannies, don't
I'm
you?
size 13, and it's very
Yeah, it's-
difficult
because I
for me
work
to
in
find
Asia.
shoes.
You
I
got to
know,
buy
I
them
know.
online,
I'm
Nike.com,
I'm
John. It's
fucking
the only
with
way
you,
you can get them.
Oh, no, I know you
got to
are.
do it online,
Yeah.
right?
I'm friends with so many of them. It's not even funny.
All right, let's
But,
wrap this thing
dude,
up.
can you imagine
Thank you, Greg. Thank you, John. Thank you, Johnny Bravo. And
Thank you, guys.
Jimmy the Bull. You might, if you catch us later on Iron Rage, I'll be with Lee Priest at 3:15. You can try to catch us there. But
Let me tell you something, Dave.
we're out of time. Thank you all for the well wishes after my surgery. It helped me a lot psychologically. It helped me spiritually. And that's what we're all about, forming a nice iron bond with our iron brothers and sisters.
Right.
We promised our mothers we would come home alive, and we promised each other we would die together.
There you go.
Brothers together.
Mr. G's ProteinSnacks.com for your keto cookies. They might not be right out of the oven, but they'll be pretty damn close. We'll see you next week.
Mr. G should make a giant shoe like this.
Dave, you know what you should do?
What?
Plastic surgery nightmare show. Get a plastic surgeon on, right?
Tyler, we all feel.
Dude,